Welcome to Louisiana Heartbeats. I'm Sudie Landry, your host for today. And with me from Maryville, Louisiana is author Mark Wayne Allen. He is going to share his story of where he started and now what he's doing, which is not only becoming an author but other things. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Well, thank you. It is good to be here.
Well, we haven't seen each other in a long time, and a whole lot's happened since I met you many years ago by your brother, Michael Allen. What would you be willing to share with us from the wheelchair? Why are you in a wheelchair? How did your life start out like this?
Well, it is a little bit of a complicated story. Let's see, in 1978, I was burned severely in a car wreck.
Yep, go ahead.
I spent 3 months in the hospital, just recovering from that. After I got out of the hospital, I was up walking and talking and singing everything. But I mean, little did I know it. But I was affected by post-traumatic stress syndrome.
That's right.
And that led to a suicide attempt in 1982.
Well, you know what? I'm going to interject here and give you a little minute. You were so kind to send me your life story, and that's why I wanted people to see you in the wheelchair sharing your story. Life is not over. It really took a lot of great turns for you after all the bad stuff, didn't it?
Oh, yes, it did.
Well, you know, not only were you in a major car accident where you and your brother were in, you as a 12-year-old no longer could do the things that you did. And from there, you didn't realize you were going through any kind of depression, and later on it got so bad that you tried to take your own life. But you also had wonderful Christian family, mother, father, brother, that came to your rescue and I guess tried to encourage you. But even that sometimes may not seem enough. I know other people, but I'm glad that you're here. And the reason, Acadiana, that I have Mark on is because I really believe that his story is going to encourage people out there and possibly even become a talk show. And I had mentioned to him that I thought possibly call it From the Wheelchair, because of the fact that life has begun in so many great different directions for you. Mark has taken something that could have been bad and he's become positive with it. And so therefore, you not only survived all this, Mark, and that's what Acadiana needs to know, is the fact that you are now doing something that possibly you didn't even know you were going to be doing.
Oh.
What is that? Are you writing a story about your life? What kind of book do we have on display here?
Well, I have written a book called Star Seeds, which I have self-published.
Okay, so that's the book that's on display right now.
Right.
Okay, now, when was this book published? About when?
The book was completed in 1997.
Okay.
And I wrote it while I was going to college at LSU, and I wrote on the book in between semesters.
Okay.
In 1997, I finished it. It was over 10 years later.
Yeah.
Before I finally had the guts to publish.
Well, what took you so long? You just didn't you didn't think it was time to publish it? You didn't think it was good enough? What stops an author from not publishing a good story like this? I just want to know. I'm an author too. I had my excuses.
I really had other priorities at the time, and the book came last.
There you go. So, if anyone's interested in finding out more information, then your website will be displayed up on the screen, and they can look at and find out who you are and get more of your story also. During this recuperation time, during all those treatments that you went through for those burns, who was it that came to the hospital that inspired you by a few words that they left with you?
It Oh, it
At
was
that time, yeah.
It was former quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, Danny White. My mom and dad, that contacted the front office of the Dallas Cowboys.
So I'm assuming that you were a big fan.
Yes,
They
a
obviously
big fan.
had connections, that's
Yes.
for sure. Wow, what was it like when they walked in?
Oh, well. I mean, Danny White is a real big guy, and with him was Bob Bruning, a defensive end.
Wow.
And I mean, those defensive ends are real big too. It was an ominous sight.
Were you surprised? Were you shocked?
Oh yes,
Someone
definitely.
like that would come in and see you in the hospital?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, who was I?
Yeah, obviously your mom and dad had great connections, and I guess I really give God all the credit.
Oh
God
yes.
knew what it took to maybe get you motivated and not give up, I bet.
Oh, definitely.
And what did Danny leave with you in his words? What did he say to you and how?
Well, Danny gave me a simple promotional photo, and the words he wrote on it, and they stuck with me throughout my life, and they are my motto today: work hard, pray hard, and never give up.
Yep, that's what you said. Said that these words have guided you all throughout your life. And because of that, I'm assuming that had a lot to do with you going on into writing your book. This is the only book you have right now, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, okay. So we have Star Siege. This is displayed here for different people. Could you kind of briefly put enough out there just to get people interested and maybe wanting to see what the rest of the story is? What's it about, a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is about a man that wakes up with amnesia, and he is amidst a life and death crisis.
Okay.
And he manages to escape.
Okay. Is there any kind of special age of person that would be interested in this? Like, okay, if you like thrillers, is this what this is? Or is this a sci-fi? Is it, what kind of genre would you call it? I couldn't even say that word a long time ago. I'm learning genre.
Yeah, I didn't even know what genre it was a long time ago.
I know. I found out genre means whatever category you're writing in.
Yeah, the science fiction, I wrote it for young adults. I wanted when I wrote the book, I wanted anybody that picked up the book to read it and not be offended.
There you go. So really and truly, you've written a book where any age, that's if a person's old enough to read it and they like that kind of interesting style of writing, genre, science fiction, they would like and probably be interested in this book. That's good. Well, you have any other books in the making or in your head in the making for the future?
Oh yes, I have another completed book called Melvin Time, and the subtitle is Introspection.
Is this going to be a sci-fi book also? Or is this a different kind of book?
It is a totally different kind of book.
Okay.
This is an adult themed, a techno thriller.
Techno thriller. Okay, right.
Yeah, something like The Hunt for Red October. For the people that remember that movie, it is like a Tom Clancy, a Michael Crichton book.
So, let's back up and focus in on the story of Star Siege. Star Siege is your first book, and
Yes.
you just put it out on the market about when? What month?
September of last year.
Okay, September last year, so it's been out there almost a year. And I have been reading and following your blog, because also you say if anyone's interested, you also blog, and you're on Facebook, and you're on Twitter, and samples of your writings are there, and available at different locations.
Right.
So if anyone's interested, they just can check out your website, and that website is going to be up there, and it is Mark Allen? Mark Wayne
Yeah,
Allen?
MarkWayneAllen.com.
Okay, if I'm talking about it and it's not up there, then I'll make sure I say it
All
right.
right.
Okay, so you are definitely considered a real author. Why can you stay so positive with all the bad things that's happened in the past? Maybe something in 2003 helped you out a little bit
Yes.
when you met
Okay,
Kelly?
Kelly.
And Kelly is a special woman that came into your life.
Yes, yes, ma'am, she is. And my mom was told me that she didn't think there was a woman alive out there like Kelly.
And Katie, and if you knew his mother, you'd know she said that in love.
Mm,
I mean, she's a wonderful person.
yes, she is.
But you know, I was so excited when I found out. I met Mark Wayne Allen through his brother many years ago that I was volunteering and helping at the time at a local marketing company. And I got to meet Mark many years ago. Lord have mercy, I know now I could say at least 15 because I've had a major health issue in my life that's over 10 years, so I can honestly say it's been at least 15 years or more
Yes.
since I've seen you. And at that time was the first time that I had got to meet you. And at that meeting, I remembered how much you looked like your brother, but I didn't realize just how much you really looked like him until today. But through that, and since that time, then Kelly has come into your life. And now, when I heard that you got married, that's how I found out Kelly was in your life.
Yes.
I was so excited because I said, that's a God thing. And it's true. I believe, like your mother-in-law, your mother, that there's someone special out there for everybody. And my great-grandmother always said, there's always going to be someone that needs to believe in you. And I think Kelly's one of those people, right?
Right.
And your mother, and
But-
your father, who's passed on recently. Yeah?
Well, were it not for Kelly, I would not have published the book when I did.
Okay.
She is my driving force.
And so she was behind you 100% motivating you to write.
Yes.
So if it wouldn't be for Kelly, then you would not be a published author, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay, well, we're glad Kelly came on board, and I'm sure a lot of people connected to your family are very, very excited too. And I feel like I've known Kelly and you for years, even though this is the first time I have met Kelly, and yet I haven't seen you in over 15 years. Well, talking about Star Seach, there's a lot of books out there, and a lot of people, can take their choices of what they want to read. What do you think is, if anything, is there anything about your book that makes it maybe a little different than some you yourself have read? Is there any kind of unique twist about it? As far as why would it be a little different than something on the market right now? Just asking.
Well,
You wrote it.
well, I mean, the fact that anybody can pick up the book and enjoy it, I think it is really a cut above the rest. But other than that, it has a lot of twists and turns. And I mean, the people that have read it tell me that you can't guess what's coming next.
Oh, wow. Talk about, that's a good twist. That's the kind of book that's hard to put down. And that's good reading material.
Yes,
That's
it is.
good reading material for sure. Let's going back to the Dallas Cowboys. When those two men came to the hospital, I'm just curious. Your mother had contacted the office of the Dallas Cowboys,
Yes.
and then from there they ended up sending who they wanted out there. Was it your idol that came out there? Was it someone special in your life that Cowboy was? Was it your hero or whatever? Was it someone you knew?
Well. I mean, I knew of him
Playing football?
playing football, or rather, I knew both of the men. But I mean, that they weren't really special to me at that time.
The reason I brought that up, Mark, is because even today on television, when you see athletes going into hospitals, it just see the smile on some of these kids' face, and even adults. It makes a difference, when someone special goes out of their way to come see someone who's not feeling too good. And I just think that maybe there's something in the future that even you may be doing it now. Are you going out anywhere and speaking to different people and motivating them on any particular topic from the wheelchair?
No, ma'am, not not currently, and not other than my book, not other than my book signings. But I have really thought about motivational speaking. I think I got to any and all. And I would like to do that, especially in hospitals.
Okay, that's the reason I ask about that, because I know I've had several occasions when I've gone in just to visit somebody. I mean, one time I did, just for example, if there's something good being done by a person, an individual. I went to the hospital to visit a friend. Her hair looked so bad, and I was practicing in head shops and beauty shops and stuff like that. And I went home, and I just really felt bad. I wanted to volunteer so bad, so I asked her, I called her, and I said, can I come back and bring all my portable trays and everything and kind of do your hair? Because I wanted to make her feel better. Well, out of the good of me volunteering to go and do her hair, to my amazement, I had several people walk up to me that was on the staff at that time, Lafayette Journal, and asked me if I would consider going around doing different people's hair, because they didn't know what had happened other than they'd left the room, they came back in, she was all prettied up, her personality was all lifted up and jolly, and she just told them that her friend, a hairdresser, had come and had volunteered to do the hair. Well, little did I know that they were looking for, at that time, someone to do that on a regular basis. And I couldn't, because I had a full-time shop and other things going on. But I brought that up to say this, is that somewhere out there, you know, your story that I've read, for sure, coming from a very, you know, injured car accident, becoming an author, you have your own business, and now maybe thinking about going out and being a motivational speaker. There's going to be some outlets out there that may be interested in inviting you in. I myself would automatically think that if you consider being the host of that talk show we were talking about, that I think that would be a good start too. And I think you kind of said you might consider it.
Yes.
I kind of took the liberty of kind of calling it and telling everybody about maybe from the wheelchair, which was me knowing some other people besides you. Then I thought, well, you know, guys, there's this guy coming in, and he just might be interested in being the host. So we'll just go from there. So that's why I named it from the wheelchair. But if you decide you want to be the host, that's fine. You name it whatever you want to name it. But so far, it's being plugged as from the wheelchair.
Okay.
Okay. And today, having you come out here and give your story, that's part of the plan. And I have other people who want to come in and share their stories too. So, with or without you, it's going on there, Mark.
Okay.
When, I don't know, but seriously, we can talk about that later. Any story that has victory or encouragement of any kind is worth listening to and worth sharing. And, I mean, KDN Open Channel is a free access station. We are all volunteers. We're all producers of Acadiana. All the guests that come on this show have given us permission to air this. And because of this, you are now able to hear what's going on in the community. And our community has a whole lot of things. Now, outside of 5 parishes, you cannot see this show, but you can see it through the YouTube and the internets and things like that. But Acadiana Open Channel has 5 parishes, and thousands of people watch it. And believe it or not, I'm amazed that when I go somewhere, someone recognizes me from some filming and all this, and I've got to learn to say, hey, what show was you watching? Because at that time, it's amazing how many people have seen this show. Even if they have not been able to see it on television, someone has told them about it. So if you reach one person and you encourage that one person, like God's Word said, you've done something. You've done what you need to do. So you may want to take time and kind of think about, and this is something that we can schedule here and there. It doesn't have to be, a certain time, a certain day, a certain month, frequency. It's something that we would be calling it a non-series, which means you come in when you can, and we talk to whoever you. Maybe next time we'll get you and your wife sit up here, and she can tell us that wonderful story. She thought that she was giving up on dating, and lo and behold, there comes Mark Wayne Allen, right?
Right.
See, that kind of show is what's great, you know? And so going into, sharing good things, it excites people. And I always love getting the inside story. I like the story inside the story.
Yes.
I met Mark Wayne Allen. Now I met his wife many years later, and now I've learned more about you through your paperwork that you sent me than I've ever known before. And so now it's your turn to possibly walk through that door and tell people your stories and encourage them. What are some of the things that you might be interested in doing? Seriously, I'm talking because I'm trying to get your brain to working, and what are some of the things you'd like to do, be able to do with sharing not only your book, but maybe encouraging people to do what they can and do what's best for them? What are some of the things you'd like to do?
Well, I really hadn't.
Thought about it.
Had not thought about
I'm
it in that great a detail.
I'm inviting you to think about it. Then.
Yeah, I just
There
know.
you go.
I just know whenever I can. I like to help.
Okay, so what did you go to college for?
Business management,
Okay.
and then I spent in Louisiana 2 years at Louisiana Tech studying computers.
Okay, so when you were studying computers, what did you learn? Tell me what you learned in college. And if you go to college for business, what's covered in business? I never wanted to go to college, but I know people that did in business. What kind of courses do you take to learn that computer that you're using now?
That I'm using now, finance, economics, general business practices.
Wow. Well, not everybody's meant for college. I'm one of those, but I had family members that were meant for college. So, okay. So now, understanding that you are an author and you're a graphics man and you have been to college and that is your livelihood, give us a little talk about what's happening in Maryville, Louisiana. Tell us something about your little town that nobody knows about Maryville. It's small because
Yes.
I found it, but I got lost, but I found it. What's Maryville like? What's it like to live in a small town?
Well, for one thing, the people in Maryville are wonderful. They are super friendly.
Right.
And the biggest thing on the horizon in Maryville is we have had land donated to us.
Wow. What's happening with that?
The city is going to put it in a massive park.
Power plant or something? What?
Park.
Park.
Yeah,
Oh.
almost a 5-acre park.
Wow. What's going to be going in there? Do you have any idea yet? Have you been to those meetings yet?
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm an alderman. And you might say I have the inside track there.
Oh boy. So we're going to be having a new park in Maryville, Louisiana. Well, guess what? One's happening in Lafayette, too. Well, Mark, guess what? It's getting close to the end of the show, and I'm going to have to close this out. So I want to thank everybody for watching Louisiana Heartbeats. And today on the show was Mark Wayne Allen, who is from Maryville, Louisiana. And he's recently published his book, Star Siege. And as you can see, from his wheelchair, it didn't stop him. He's gone from there to be an author. He is married a wonderful person, and he has so much other plans in the future, possibly becoming a talk host on Canaan Open Channel. Tune in every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. It just might be you or Mark Wayne Allen that we're showcasing, or my host to the other show, LA Gospel Beats, Pastor Wayne Landry. Until then, hey, tell everybody this show is about YOU. And thank you for coming on our show today.